Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. I hope you're having a wonderful week. Today we're going to do a restoration again, and it's actually a pony that we have worked on before, but it was definitely not in this condition. This is a bigger challenge. But although it looks a little bad, let's say, it's actually not that terrible, because once we remove the paint we might have a nice base to work on. Spoilers, this is me recording in the future, we do have a nice base to work on. I didn't know this at the time of recording the video, so I wasn't sure if this was going to be a restoration or a custom. But when I was looking at my little list of projects I want to work on and my box of ponies, this definitely caught my eye. If you hear noises, that is the kitties. I'll tell you more about them soon. Okay, so let's start, and the first thing we will do is soak this pony in some hot water and see if that helps the situation. So normally, and in previous cases, what I have done is use acetone to remove the paint. And just looking at this pony, you can see you will need a lot of acetone, which is not good for the environment, the lungs, or the pony. So instead I thought, why not try to just soak it in some hot water and see how much paint we can remove, because I think this paint might be maybe spray paint, not acrylics, or if it's acrylics it's a really thick layer. Plus soaking the pony in hot water makes it quite soft and easy to work with, so a little better for my nails, which are resting from nail polish I have been using continuously for years. By the way, if you don't like seeing people peeling things, because I know that it can be like a thing that some people don't like, then you can skip to the mark I will add here in the screen. But if you are staying with me, I will tell you some great news. As I mentioned, I think in a couple of videos already, we have a new kitty, and we couldn't be happier, because the whole reason for getting a second kitty, apart from the fact that we love cats and we want all of them, is that Tommy, who we adopted about 6 months ago, had some behavioral issues. He would get very easily overwhelmed and then get very aggressive. So I luckily connected with a girl who had a cat in a very similar situation. She had a new job, she had to work long hours, and this kitty, who is a little younger than Tommy, he's called Patty, also was displaying the same kind of boredom, aggressiveness, want to play all the time, but don't know how to play with humans. Humans have very thin skin and don't like being clawed to shreds. So we decided to do a trial period of 2 weeks to see if they got along, and I am very happy to report that they are now kind of inseparable. They wrestle all the time, they are learning how to play with each other, they are slowly becoming also a little more affectionate towards each other, but they run together around the house, and it's so cute to see because they are both kind of similar looking, but Tommy has white gloves. So anyway, here is... Oh, we have a new one here. Come, buddy. Come, baby. He was very curious, but still a little scared. And here is our new baby. He's 100% black. Oh no, actually 99.9% black, with a tiny place in the chest. He is a quarter Bengal, I think, and he has immense ears and eyes, and it's very long. Oh, I just couldn't be happier. They seem to really love being around each other, and the aggressiveness has gone to 0 towards humans, and I think for them it's only playfulness now. And yeah, for us they are super cute and lovely and not biting or scratching. For us, I mean towards us. And this wasn't a big problem, it was just that if he would start playing, like Tommy will start playing, and suddenly it will be too much and he will attack. So if you have a kitty with this issue, consider maybe seeing if you can find another kitty with a similar temperament. Like Jen Austen said, it's all about the temperament, in relationships. Similar age and energy level, and I don't know, it could work. It did for us, and I think everyone in the house is happier, and you can always do a trial period, and if it doesn't work, you just try again. So yeah, very, very happy. Thank you for listening. This is the pony after the cleaning with the water. Just water at this point. There is still some bits of paint, and in this case, the best solution will be to use some acetone, but we're just going to use a few droplets instead of liters of acetone. So I would say that as an idea, soaking the pony in hot water gets my full approval. Alright, so taking a look at the pony, why don't we talk a little bit about who this pony actually is. This is a Seashell. I wanted to say G1 and I thought of my name and I did a Yisela G1, generation 1, year 2, My Little Pony Seashell. Look how dirty that was. That is a mystery to me. Why are there black marks? It's not the eyes. I don't know what happened. two little interesting things about Seashell before I read you the backcard story. The first one is there aren't too many variants of this. There are some European ones that look very similar, and then there is a completely different seashell from South Africa that is in a different pose. It's not sitting down. You will see very soon all of these variants in the book that I'm working on, which will have all the ponies from all over the world. I'm getting excited, that's why my voice gets all blah. And yes, I am sorry, but I will mention the book in every single video because it's a way to motivate me. It should be ready for this year's PonyCon. Oh, okay. The second interesting thing about Seashell is that the sticker that came with the Hong Kong version, or the traditional version, is also showing Seashell not sitting down but running through summer, and it's very purple. And by the way, these are the puffy stickers that I absolutely love. They are quite expensive, difficult to get nowadays, but they used to come with all the ponies, and of course they were very easy to lose. But if you're looking for something to collect that doesn't take much space and is very challenging, then the puffy stickers are the way to go. So let's read the story that appeared in the US back card, and we will do this while we look at the retrobrighting process, which is the process of using hydrogen peroxide and UV light to remove bacteria, marks, yellowing, and I was very surprised with the result. You will see soon. I thought this pony was going to be whitish because I thought the original color was lost. But no spoilers, no more spoilers. Let's read the back card. It says, Seashell was at the beach chasing the waves and rolling in the deep sand dunes. She bent down to lick the salt off her hoofs, and before she knew it, one of her sea pony friends had clamped onto her beautiful mane. Why are you hanging on my mane, sea pony? Seashell asked. I want to go for a ride, replied her friend. A real pony ride. If you ask politely, I'll be happy to give you a ride, Seashell said. But the sea pony said nothing and clamped down even harder. Shaking her head in dismay, Seashell gave her a ride she will never forget. I think this is so far my favorite pony story. I feel it's a more realistic depiction of what would happen if you find another creature hanging from your hair, wanting to go for a ride. Now, in the UK backcard story, things are a little different. This is a much shorter story. It just says, Seashell loves the ocean. She spends hours chasing the waves, rolling in the sand dunes, and playing with all her seaside friends. She also loves to body surf on the giant waves. So, no mention of societal conflict, intraspecies conflict. It's the polite British way. I guess, yeah, they are separate species because, yeah, sea ponies have baby sea ponies and ponies have baby ponies. I'm sure there is information online about the genetics of My Little Pony. I will research. But let's take a look at what we are seeing here. So I was very surprised because after only about 4 to 6 hours, this is what the pony looked like. If you compare the inside with the outside, it's almost the same color. So very, very happy about this. There is still a little bit of yellowing on the legs and the tips of the ears. So we're going to repeat this process a few more times. I think I ended up doing 3 days of changing the cream, putting it in the chamber. But the more you do it, the smaller the results get. So I thought 3 days was enough for now. The great thing about retrobrighting and about restoration in general is that you can always go back or even restart things. And yeah, like I said many times, ponies are very generous toys. The plastic is very difficult to damage. The only thing that you have to be careful about is the paint, not removing the paint unless you are ready to paint small details again. So one more go, and this is what the pony looks like after the treatment. I am blown away. The lavender color is back. Well, it was never gone. It was always there. Alright, so now it is time to rehair the pony. I'm going to be using my own emerald nylon hair. If you need rehairing supplies, I also sell this rehairing tool and the needles, and I'm slowly adding a lot of like little products that you can try, like tinsel hair and glitter and lots of stuff. And if you buy anything from the shop, you always get freebies. Some come from stuff I have already used in the channel you might recognize. Others are new things that I bought specially for gifting, because there is this tradition in the My Little Pony G1 community, at least. I'm sure it's in the others as well, but especially in the G1, that every time you buy ponies you also get either candies or rainbow colored things. So I always include a little something. And if you really enjoy restoring and you're a patron, you also get permanent discounts up to 40%. Okay, shop plug over. I'm actually really happy that I get to do this, and I try to be very fair as I can with the prices, and try to like sponsor when someone can't afford something, because this is a really nice hobby and it has helped me a lot, and I want other people to discover it as well. Anyway, okay, back to the pony. The rehairing of the tail is the easiest part. You just grab a bunch of hair, and I use some cable ties to tie the hair in. And don't worry, I am keeping all the extras of the cable ties, and I have a project in the making that uses all of them. It's called the Barcelona pony, and yeah, maybe you can already guess what I'm going to use the bits of cable ties for. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that I am keeping them. They can be recycled with the, at least here in the UK, with the recycle rubbish bin. But I try to reuse as many materials as I can. Oh, and someone did mention, because I found this comment when I was looking for the other ones, that you can burn the tips of the cable ties when they go inside the pony, so they don't hurt the plastic and potentially, you know, hurt kids if they're playing with the ponies. I think the thin ones might not need it. I actually forgot to do it in this one because I saw the comment after I had recorded. Here you can see my beloved rerouting tool. This is not the kind that I sell, but this is the one that I have been using for almost the entire duration of the channel. And another 2 little more tips. These ones that I discovered myself. One, if you cut the needles shorter, they break less. So if you buy needles from my shop, I can cut them for you. Just let me know in a message, or there is like a little personalization box. And second tip, for any rerouting tool, you can put some tape. I use paper tape, I think, in this one, but any tape around the bottom of the needle, and when you put it in, that creates like more, what's it called, like friction with the tool, so the needle won't come off as easily. I am actually working on an instructional video for rerouting. It's going to be, I think, in the second channel that I never use, the Retrogeekchannel Lite, and I want to show how to use the tool, yeah, like step by step, and how to prepare the hair, how much hair to use, different types of hair. And if you have any ideas for what you would like to see in this video, please let me know. Let's do a little hair reveal. I really love this shade of green. I wish they had used it on more ponies. Let me see which ones have it as well. Oh yeah, Gusty. Gusty is the one I was thinking of. And Cascade, which is a very close sibling of Seashell. Seashell. Okay, I know that I'm being a little repetitive. I'm a new cat mom. So I was just recording this, and Paddy came to visit, and you can hear his purr on the microphone. Look. He's a very cute cylinder. Okay, going back to the video, last step of this step. I use fabric glue to hold the hair in place. Fabric glue is very easy to remove if you need to, and also very easy to use because it doesn't stick to your fingers like super glue, like that. I hate the feeling of the super glue, and it is not wet like the wood glue. I have a crush on fabric glue, which you can also find in my shop. Now, inevitably, we will have to use super glue for gluing the head back with the body. I have the little ring that was in the head, so at some point I will try to repair the pony head. That will also go in the other channel, I think. And I was thinking of using, again, super glue because it works really well with vinyl, and maybe some like cloth, some kind of fabric to keep the two pieces together, because there is almost no like place of contact between the two. So yeah, I'll keep you updated. But for the moment, and since super glue can also be removed with acetone, this is what we're going to use to repair the ponies. 2 little more steps. The first one is retouching the eyes. There isn't really a lot of damage to the eyes, but there are a couple of like holes in the paint, and I will just fill those in so the damage is not as like obvious when you see it. And for this I'm going to use acrylic paint. Sorry for the unfocused image here, the other eye is a little better. And I'm just going to fix some of the green and some of the black. And then I will add my new signature dot, second white dot in the eye. Because I was also reading the comments and seeing this suggestion that I should mark my customs or my repaired ponies in some way. And I think this is a really fair point, especially with the repaired ones. We don't want people to think that they are original when they are not. It's not that important for the like cheaper ponies, but definitely very important for the more collectible ones. And I think by adding a second white dot in the eye, it's really easy to see, so very, very quick to notice if it is one of my ponies. I will do this too for all my existing ponies as well, so they don't get confused with originals. But also maybe I can use different shapes for different customs, like little stars or yeah, other little shapes. If you have any ideas, again, please let me know. Okay, and now we have finally arrived to the last step. What I'm going to do is some quick styling. And first of all, we're going to cut the hair a little shorter, not much, because I like to have longer hair. So another way to identify a restored pony, if I make one, the hair will always be longer. And again, to clarify, it's not because I want my ponies to be like works of art, just because I don't want people to think they are original when they are not, when they are restored, and therefore usually have a lot less value. Now, for the styling part, I was thinking, I haven't done curls in a while, like really tight curls. I am actually at this moment waiting for the pony to come out of the sun, so hopefully they will be very tight by the time I record the next section. And yeah, this is all happening the same day of publishing, so if you're watching this today, this was earlier today. But yeah, for the hair I was thinking curls, but what about different sized curls, different size perm rollers? Because I always use like the same ones for the mane, and like same size for all the mane, same size for all the tail. And maybe if we mix that up, that could have a different effect. So I don't know what this would look like yet, but yeah, I'm kind of trying a new thing. I will tell you more about the context of this in some coming videos. Some very important changes in my life, very positive ones, that have allowed me to enjoy the editing of the videos a lot more and the making of the videos, and also those times in between where I can like maybe provide, go to the garden, do a little work there. And I don't know, maybe there is a way I can also incorporate some of that into the videos. I'm not sure if it makes sense. I have to think about it. Now we are approaching the results, and I have like 1 minute and I'm not sure what I should say. Should I tell you a little story? When I was little, we used to go to a place in Argentina called San Clemente, the seaside, and sometimes you would get like banks filled with like debris from seashells. So nothing big, anything big would break to pieces, so only tiny things, because this is like the south of the Atlantic Ocean, so very strong currents. And we used to hunt for what we called unicorns, unicornios, mini unicorn horns, like the ones in the picture here, but all white, and they were absolutely beautiful and delicate and made me very happy. Today's channel art is this beautiful firefly inspired by the last video. This was sent to my email by Cielo, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much. You can share your art through email or in the Discord. And of course, again, thank you so much to the patrons who allow me to do this. I am eternally grateful and making lots of plans using your contributions. I'm very close to getting that screen you can use so you don't have to record with the camera in your face and you're breathing on it. So thank you for making the channel better for everyone. Now, the results. Let's look at the before. I can't believe how much paint there was on this pony and how easy it was to remove. So let's see what it looks like after the restoration. Ta-da! Seashell has definitely been to the hairdresser. I think I overdid it with the curls, but they're so fun to play with, so I'm quite happy with the result. I think having different sizes is probably a good thing. I also think I left her way too long in the sun, so these are too tight. But this is very easy to change, and I think it's better to have too much and then be able to go down. Some considerations for the future, maybe I don't want to change the original symbols, especially since it was such a surprise that it was still there under the paint, but I think the symbols should be a little darker to go better with the hair maybe. And I kind of also want to see an inverted pony, which is something I have been considering doing, so we invert the hair and the body color. But overall, quite happy with the result. This was a lot of fun to work on. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you very soon. Let me know what you think, if you want, in the comments, and have a great week. See you soon. Bye bye. And feel free to check the book on the shop. Thank you.